Welcome to our virtual open event. We're going to show you our fantastic college and you'll meet some of our fellow students who will take you through course options and the facilities here at Telford College. We are currently under COVID measures. The college are managing the situation well and we are following safety guidelines. On an apprenticeship, you're employed to do a real job while studying for a formal qualification, usually attending 1 day a week at college. 80% of your time is work-based and 20% is study-based. By the end of your apprenticeship, you'll have gained the knowledge, skills and behaviours needed to either succeed in your chosen career or progress onto the next apprenticeship level. What you'll learn depends on the role that you're training for. However, apprentices follow an improved study programme, which means you'll gain a nationally recognised qualification at the end of your apprenticeship. You will have a mentor supporting and training you in the workplace to ensure you have the exposure you need to develop and learn. You'll also be consistently developing your transferable skills, otherwise known as soft skills, which are highly valued by employers. These include communication, teamwork and problem solving, as well as knowledge of IT and the application of numbers. Telford College work with over 700 local and national companies and have a specialised recruitment team to help as many people as possible to start the career of their dreams. Vocational courses are designed to help you learn in a practical way about a specific job area. They can help you get the skills you need to start a job, progress in a career or go into higher education. If you know what job or job sector you want to go into, you may want to study a vocational qualification. Vocational subjects are general qualifications that develop practical skills and knowledge related to a broad job area such as business, engineering, IT and health and social care. Here at Telford College, there are opportunities in a variety of vocational subject areas. You'll have access to industry standard facilities, expert teaching and a campus lifestyle that feels like university. Telford College is a perfect stepping stone to progress into your career, apprenticeship or onto university. You'll be supported by your personal tutor and get all the advice and help you need whilst at Telford College. The friendly atmosphere will help you settle in and make new friends from day one. You are treated like an adult and you'll feel your confidence grow as you progress through your course. Apply now to reserve your place for next September at telfordcollege.ac.uk/apply.
Right, well, we're talking about engineering and specifically aviation engineering too over the next few minutes. With my next three guests, so introduce yourself, folks.
Okay, my name is Rob Lees. I'm the Director of Engineering and Aviation.
Jo Cheshire, I'm one of the aviation lecturers here at Telford College.
And my name's Jamie Dawson and I'm also a lecturer on aviation at Telford College.
So before we talk specifically about the aviation side of it, Rob, give me the full overview of the whole department, the full gamut of courses that you've got.
Okay, so within the aviation department at Telford College, we run one level 2 and one level 3 course. So our level 2 course is a access to aviation course. It's based around a City and Guilds maintenance engineering course. So the joy of that course, the real benefit of that course is that it allows you to either progress into our level 3 programme for aviation, or if you change your mind during that first year, it allows you then to progress into the engineering department at Telford College. The level 3 course is a 2-year programme that is designed for people that want to work on aircraft from a maintenance point of view. So it's not really based around the designing of aircraft, that kind of thing. It is very much more a hands-on type of course. It's designed for people who want to work hands-on on aircraft, maintain aircraft, fix aircraft, that kind of thing. So that's those two courses that we offer.
And the engineering side of it then, talk about athletics.
Yes. So in the engineering department, so we currently offer 3 different levels of course in engineering. So we're offering the level 1 course. So that, again, that's like an introduction to engineering course, suitable for students grades 1 and 2 GCSEs. The idea of the level 1 course is it allows access into the level 2 engineering course. Our level 2 engineering course is very much what we would call a craft engineering course, designed at the minute around the disciplines of turning and milling, so practical work on the machines. The idea of the level 2 course ideally is to prepare students to apply for apprenticeship positions. So it gives them those kind of hand skills that are required for machinists and toolmakers, that kind of programme. Then above that programme we run the level 3. So we run 2 level 3 courses. So we run a foundation diploma. That's a 1-year programme, and then that feeds into the extended diploma. That again is a 1-year programme. Both of those programmes are more focused on students who prefer a more theory-based learning style rather than the practical craft style, and that will give them opportunities to accrue UCAS points to go on to university at the end of the programme, although there is always the route for apprenticeships and other employment.
So you can see how the aviation programme is very much embedded in the whole engineering area, isn't it? And there's lots of overlap between the skills that you need and the kind of careers that you might end up going on to.
Yeah, that's right. We've made changes to the aviation course this year to make it more joined up with engineering, because we envisage a department that is a programme that will bring students in at different levels and allow them to move between the programmes depending on how their career path changes within the first few years of coming to college.
So let's talk aviation then specifically. Now, we don't have a runway here at Telford College with planes landing on a daily basis for students to work with. So how in practice do students go about working on real life aeroplanes, and how does it work?
Well, initially all students need that basic fundamental learning and knowledge to be able to go ahead and do some of the practical elements. So that kind of comes secondary. So within the classroom and the theory lessons, they get those fundamentals of aerodynamics, electrics, certainly on the level 2 course. And as Rob said, that's quite designed in a way that they can split to either aviation or engineering. So it's a really great course, depending on what you want to do. And you might not know what you want to do initially. So it's a brilliant stepping stone for going on to level 3. And we have such a diverse group of people coming onto these courses, and we welcome anybody. So yeah.
Would you typically have quite a lot of people on this course then that maybe aren't quite sure what they want to do? They know the broad field they want to work in, but that's it.
Sometimes it's actually a real mix of people. We do get some that are adamant that that is the industry they want to go into, and it might be that they want to go into the military and work on aircraft as well, and we support all of those avenues, and we try to inform them as best we can with what avenues they can go down. But some, they might not know, but I think after the course they have a good idea and a good grounding, and they learn a lot while they're here.
Tell me about the practical side then of the aviation course, in terms of the moment where students get an opportunity to go and have a look at real life bits of kit.
So the course is designed to be in link with RAF Cosford, in as much as they have all the facilities there for us to go and have a look. Obviously, with the current situation being as it is, that has taken a backward step. But in terms of all the aircraft, there's the Aviation Museum at Cosford, which we can take the guys to and show them firsthand what we've been talking about theory-wise in the class. In other situations, we might be able to get into a hangar to actually walk around and discuss different elements of that. In terms of them actually climbing over an aircraft, that can't always be done, although the intent is there going forward that we will have that available to them.
Everything's having to work from a practical point of view a little bit differently at the moment, isn't it? I guess, Rob, that's the aim, isn't it? When the world resets itself, there'll be a lot more of that available.
Well, that's it. And as Jamie rightly said, this is getting, it's in collaboration with RAF Cosford at the moment. So last year when we ran the course for the first time, we accessed the facilities at RAF Cosford. We were using facilities like their wind tunnel, for doing the aerodynamics lessons. Then we accessed the hangar, which has got Jaguar aircraft and Sea King aircraft, or Wessex aircraft as well. Jet Provost, there was some Jet Provost aircraft there at the time, and it allowed the students to go along and you know, get that feel for the aircraft, you know, get in, get using some equipment, get seeing some real-time aircraft equipment, I know, with a military bias. So again, as touched on there by Joe, very, very suitable for people who are considering a career in the Air Force, because not only do they learn about the aircraft components when we go over there, but they're also seeing how the Air Force works, and they're getting to see what it would be like for them. So almost a little bit of a try before they buy, you know, which is invaluable for the Air Force, which is one of the reasons the Air Force are supporting us so strongly on this, because it allows students to get a better understanding of what is involved before making that decision to maybe sign up and go through the process of joining the Air Force.
Because actually in this region, aerospace industry-wise, there's some quite big players, isn't there? And quite lots of different kind of directions you can go for work experience. I mean, are there a few names that you'd name there?
Yeah, so there's VAE Systems, of course. There's Bird's Bellows, not too far away. There are other places in the Wolves area. I'm trying to think of a couple.
UTC, Moog Aerospace.
Moog.
Yeah, there's a good history of aviation manufacturing industry in this region. Over in Shrewsbury, we've got Radius Engineering over in Shrewsbury again, and we had a link up with them for work experience in place before the lockdown. We're linking up with Bobbington Airfield in Wolverhampton. We've got a connection over there that allows students to go and work on helicopters, a helicopter facility over there that's taking our students for work experience. So we're starting to make some good contacts.
Excellent. Last question then, let me come to you. What kind of person do you think these courses suit best? What, you know, are there particular personality qualities? Is there a discipline that people need? What sort of basic academic level do they need to have to join you?
They do need a basic academic level, which is on the website, for both level 2 and level 3. In terms of the type of person and personality, as I said earlier, we've got such a diverse range of personalities, as you would expect in any industry. But yeah, I think there probably is some kind of discipline in the aviation industry that you would need to comply with. It's a very safe industry, and that's why we need people with discipline, with the know-how, the knowledge behind, and that's why courses like this are really important to produce those people that go on and into the aviation industry.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, folks. Right, from aviation, we move specifically to other areas of the engineering curriculum here at Telford College. So who have we got here? Just introduce yourself, folks.
My name's Alison Fellows, and I'm a mechanical engineering lecturer at Telford College.
I'm Michael Martin. I'm a mechanical engineering lecturer at Telford College also.
So broadly speaking, you are both, you know, you'll be interacting with the same people. So give us an idea then of the range of types of students that you would have, where they would come from. What's a typical week in their life going to be like? You can answer them in any order you like.
The levels that we cover, we start with the level 1 students who come in to get a good grounding in engineering. So you're looking at, they will learn things like bench fitting, hand skills, that kind of thing. And a lot of health and safety obviously is paramount. In the industry and in the college, you know, they have to know about that first. So they get a grounding in things like technical drawing and so on. So they understand all the basics that you kind of need as you move into that field. Our level 2 full-time course is biased towards the machining. So obviously they get at that point much more machining experience. We use the mills and the lathes. They also do some bench fitting.
Yes, bench fitting.
Bench fitting as well.
Bench fitting.
Yeah, as well as, I mean, it's very nice to think of it as a vocational course, and a lot of students come thinking they're going to be on the machines all the time, but obviously there's got to be, at level 2, that input of the theory, which you will always have, and you do get some people, I think, turn up and think, that's it, we're just going to make stuff, which is great, but they have to understand there is a level of theory going on there, safety and so on. And then we have level 3.
We do. They go to apprenticeships, or they can progress to apprenticeships into the level 3 programme, where they predominantly work for some of the big major names in the UK, such as Muller, GKN, Magna Confectionery, all that sort of big names in Telford and the Shrewsbury area. So we get quite a lot of students that come to the college because of our facilities. which are pretty good. Not many colleges perhaps would have as much machinery and resources that we have to hand. So that's really helpful for the local economy, the local employers, and for the students to progress.
Give us a bit more of an idea about that then, what the size and scale of the engineering department, how many, what would people see if they walked into it now? Paint the picture.
If you walk into the Discovery Centre, the first thing you do, you've got classrooms which predominantly then would be used where you could use CAD. So we do all the different types of technical drawing on CAD, manual drawing as well. You move through further into the building where we've got CNC machines. So they can take the CAD and the computer programming onto the machines themselves. Then we go through to mechanical machining, so your lathes, your mills, drilling machines, welding equipment. We also have robots available, electronics, electrical equipment, mechatronics equipment for mechanical transmissions of power, as well as hydraulics and pneumatic training rigs. So it's quite large.
So are you having to keep quite close eye on industry to see how they're developing, to make sure that the equipment that you've got on site is mirroring what local companies need?
Well, what we find is that with the providers that we have for the qualifications, we're working now with providers who have those connections with the industries. So especially when they get towards the apprenticeship level, it's all kind of, there's a very good based line. If you're going to build a house, you need a solid foundation with our level 2. And when they come to us then in apprenticeship form, because we do take an awful lot of apprentices, I don't know how many we've got at the moment. It's got to be
It's quite a lot.
150, 200
yeah.
easily.
A significant proportion.
It is, yeah. And that whole part then when they come in onto that level 3, we are working with those employees. So they are employed as well. So when they come in, we are driven by what that employer wants them to learn. So between us and the employer, it is worked out which units and formats we will be giving them that is best for them. So there is that across the board, giving the customer what they want. Now, obviously, we can't be absolutely different for every single student, but there is an awful lot of contact that goes on to make sure that on that broader scale they do get what they need. And then there's a point where they separate off and do more specialism as they move up.
Is there an opportunity, would you classically have students that start on level 1 and work their way through with you, or do you have students coming in at all levels?
Yes, we do have students we can't get rid of.
Yeah, they start at level 1, they progress to level 2. Very often they will perhaps drop off program in the level 2 because they've found themselves an apprenticeship. So then they've learned skills anyway in the first part of the year, so they easily transfer into a different course for the apprenticeships, and then they can progress up to level 3 or higher.
And we have had that this year already, where we've had somebody who didn't necessarily complete the 1 level 2 course, but has gone away, had his taken on as an apprentice and come back to us straight away as an apprentice, with already having most of the grounding, and we've managed to obviously catch him up to the level. But yeah, we do have apprentices who, students that we see from level 1, so you'll see them for 4 years, 5 years.
And of course we have the companies come in as well, and they look at that as students and select them for their job roles. So they cherry pick, if you like, some of the students, rather than put it out there for the entire population to go for an apprenticeship. They will target us as a college.
Because you're working in an area where there's quite a skills shortage at the moment, isn't there? I mean, you're actually filling a gap, aren't you, really, in the economy? So from a job prospect point of view, for students that come through this route, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Well, this is it. And I mean, we've both come from industry, as the majority of the team have. So we understand what real life is like, if you like. So we're not just teaching from a textbook. We understand what the requirements are. And I mean, let's face it, in engineering it can be dangerous. But we understand that level and make sure that it's absolutely safe for our students and that they take that on through their life in engineering. And with engineering being such a wide remit, our level 1 and level 2 are an excellent grounding for whichever way you then want to go, because it gives them the understanding of how things are made, how things are done. So whether you go on to something more academic, in design or that kind of area, as opposed to actually machining, mechanical, that kind of way, it's best to understand how something is made and the process that goes into that you can then relate better in the more academic subjects even, you know how it's done, you've got that basis.
And we stretch and challenge our students to go way above and beyond sometimes what their qualification will be asking of them. So they do some quite technical work there. You know, if there's time for them to do that, if they achieve them well, we can progress them and do some real technical stuff with them. And that support tool gives them a little bit of a lift. And take things home with them, don't they? They're quite proud of some of the things that they make.
Do.
And territorial, do they?
They do. The machine's their machine, so they're not keen on people using their machine. They class it as being theirs.
Which actually works in our favour in the current conditions.
And they make stuff and they want to take it home. We have to keep some of the stuff obviously for the qualification. But some of the bits and pieces that they make, they take home. They're quite proud.
There's a real pride in
made something.
Yeah, there's a real pride generated in something you've made with your own hands, which is why a lot of students will push through to the stretch and challenge areas, because they're then in that position that they've done the piece that has to go for assessment. Now I can make something, and at that point I think they start to learn even more, because they're doing it for them, and therein is the difference. As soon as you're doing something for yourself, the joy that comes from that, and the pride and that invested feeling, that it's quite difficult to explain unless you are a maker, that you actually get from that. And I mean, I'm a little bit passionate about that, and so you show off. But that's the thing, it will you genuinely can get that feeling from doing that. You know, I've done it for a very long time and it's never gone away.
And you still love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, folks.
Thank you very much.